Okay, hopefully the video quality of this is alright, at least enough to be able to see and hear. Alright, so this is for my substitute on October 13th, 2015, a Tuesday. And so I'll try to be as quick as I can so I don't take too much of your time. But at any rate, so for the third grade lesson plan, the first thing you're going to be doing, and same thing with first grade, I should have said third grade, but also for first grade, you're going to be leading them in the rules songs, which I have on the CD, though on the day I recorded my singing, I had a cold, so it's not that good. But it gives the idea. The kids are mostly familiar with the songs. Certainly first grade is. Third grade, they haven't been doing it quite as long. So I have the lyrics. I've written down the lyrics are on the board behind the keyboard or behind the piano. And so they usually look at the words and so if you need to as well. It's to the tune of familiar songs. And so I think that will make sense as you listen to it. Again, pardon my singing voice. I tried to sing up higher with the kids, and with a cold it didn't work out too well, but it's better than nothing, I guess. So then after that, with third grade, you go on to the rest of the lesson basically will focus on introducing the lines and spaces on the staff. And so the first activity will be sitting at the staff carpet, and you'll be staff carpet chips or dots or whatever we want to call them. And there's the staff carpet. And so you can have the kids sitting around the carpet. Get that out of the way. Yeah, that's good. Sitting around the carpet. The blue corner is the bottom of the staff. The red corner is the top. And you'll see that more as when you're here. So something else you could do before this, if you want. You can have the kids hold up their hands and say, oh, this is the handy staff. And you do the every good boy does fine on the line. Have them say that first, and then you can point at their fingers line. So it's every good boy does fine on the line. And then you can say E, G, B, D, F, whatever the first note of those words are. First letter of the words. That's so basically a mnemonic device. And so then in the spaces you spell face, F, A, C, E, or 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 spaces. And so space and face rhyme, that's usually a little easier. So then now, go to the carpet, do the same thing, have them say every good boy does fine, and then after that, you can say, okay, I need a volunteer to come on down, and who thinks they can put this note on line E, start with the easy one. So everybody think about it, and if I volunteer, you pick a kid, and he or she hopefully puts it on the correct line. And when you do that, make sure it's right through the middle of the note, just to be nitpicky. And basically, I try to give each kid a turn to do it at least once. So for the lines, and then also the spaces, so hey, everybody spell face, and I need a volunteer to put this on space F. There's also a line F, so just help them out, make sure they're not getting that confused. So space F would be face F, and stop when you get to the note. There it is. All right. So then every kid gets a chance to do that. Then after that, I have 2 songs that they can just at least once listen to and follow along as best they can in the music. And it's just to kind of get the whole every good boy does fine and face in the space thing even more hopefully stuck in their heads. And then after that, I have marked down staff cards, which are like plastic things that show the lines of the staff on it. And I think either I have pennies or bingo chips, but basically something that small they can use to be a note. And so same thing as you did on the carpet, but each individual student can do it at the same time. And so you say like, okay, line G, the second line, and then walk around and see if kids are getting it or not. And usually the biggest thing that kids tend to do is instead of going from the bottom, every good boy does fine, they go from the top. And so usually I say bottoms up, like you're taking a glass of water and taking a drink. So, stuff like that to help them remember. And then if you want to make a game out of that activity with their staff charts, you can say, okay, I'm going to get out, if you have an iPhone or something that has a stopwatch, I'm going to time you and see how quickly I can get around the room. I call this, music around the world or whatever you want to call it. You start at one end, and the tables are in a U shape, and you go from one end to the other. You say, okay, space F, go. And then you start with one kid, and once you see that they have it correct, you go to the next until you get all the way around, and then you stop the timer, and then, okay, it took you this long. Let's see if we can try that again and even go even faster. And so usually they like that competition, make it a game. Uh, then after that, we do the lines of spaces game, which is down there. If you want, you can have the kids sit on the table carefully, just so they're being safe. Otherwise, just have them sitting in their seats or around the carpet. And so I usually do boys versus girls, but you can just have them count off 1 and 2, whatever you want to do. And then I have a score chart on the board. You can pick a student to help with that. So then the way this game goes is, at the bottom of the staff, I have 2 kids, 1 from each side, and then you can sit in the middle. They each get one of these. I have 2 separate colors. And then I'll say something like, okay, line G. And then they have to stand still like this with their hands at their sides. They can't move. They have to think about it. You can give them enough time to think. And then when you say go, they try to be the first to put it in the correct area. Sorry, I have chairs in the way. And whoever gets to it first gets a point for their team. Now, if they don't have it correct, the other person can still try to get it. If neither one is correct, I usually say, okay, redo, we'll try that again. And then if they still don't get it right, then I'll show the answer for no points. If they both put it, if one student puts it down before you say go, then the other student gets a chance to do it without having to worry about that competitiveness. They call it, they get a freebie. And so and then what's the other thing? If they both put it down at the same time, then I usually say, oh, it's a tie. Both teams got a point, And so I like each kid to have a chance to do that at least once, and you can add extra rules if they get out of hand. If we can't get quiet, the other team gets a free point, that sort of thing. Then after that, I have a worksheet that you can do with them. Same thing, lines of spaces, and then if there's any other time left, you can go through and do like 5 fat turkeys with them, or freeze dance, or something like that. They always enjoy that sort of stuff. So that's 3rd grade. I'll make another video for 1st grade. Thanks for watching, and certainly give me a call or email if you have any questions.